We got Tony Ferguson taking on Michael Chiesa. This was one of two, like, resurrection of the legends kind of fights. The other one was Nick Diaz, not even Nate, Nick Diaz. That fight fell through. I think they blamed it on visa issues. I think ultimately Nick is like, what the hell am I doing here?
No, he said, I can't smoke over there, so I'm not going over there.
Oh, well, there you go.
I don't know if that's true, but it seemed like that would be what he would do.
All right. I was going to say. Like,
it seemed like that would be a Nick Diaz thing. Be like, wait, I can't do what? Yeah, I'm not going.
They blamed it on visa issues. So
yeah, he probably burned his draft card.
Tony Ferguson.
A little Vietnam reference.
Yeah, I got it. 25-10 in his career. 0-5 in his last 5 fights, but it doesn't end there. He is on a 7-fight losing streak. Taking on Michael Chiesa, 16-7 in his career, 2-3 in his last 5, riding a 3-fight skidorooski. Tony Ferguson, we all know by now, he's on this wild losing streak. I can't believe the UFC is continuing to give him fights. Dana White has said publicly no fewer than 100 times Tony Ferguson should be done. He should be retired. I don't know what's going on. Tony Ferguson hasn't won a fight since an eye injury to Donald Cerrone in 2019.
How much do you think he makes a fight? And he was an interim champion.
He's got to be affordable though, because the UFC's not throwing him out there.
That's what seems weird. Yeah, it seems like he should be making decent money, but at the same time,
he probably makes 100. I bet he makes $100,000, something like that.
I wonder if he ever been on a California card to see his thing. Somebody do that research for us.
I'm sure he has.
If he was on a card in California, we can get his
all the money is disclosed. Yeah, I mean, you're right. He was an interim champ. He was on that, was it 12-fight win streak or 11-fight win streak? He was supposed to fight Khabib Nurmagomedov. Like, all the things were aligning, because at one point in the absolute, like, peak of Tony Ferguson's career, he was a dude. He was slicing people with razor pinpoint accuracy, super sharp elbows.
There's like a conspiracy theory about him tripping over that wire to not fight Khabib. I can't remember why they would want that fight to be off. I can't remember.
Well, and that's why he didn't fight Khabib. If you didn't know, he was literally walking through the parking lot, like, I don't know, to or from a press thing at UFC or at the arena, tripped over one of those fat-ass audio-video cables that are like strewn across the parking lot, blew like his knee out or something, and he couldn't fight.
Maybe it was something like they knew Khabib wasn't going to be able to make weight or something, so they paid Tony to take a fall, or I can't remember what it was.
That's how he ended up with Ali Quinta, right? He replaced Tony Ferguson.
Was that it? Or
I believe that's what happened. Either way, Tony Ferguson at one point in time was a legend. And a lot of people are having a hard time getting past that. They still see Tony Ferguson as the guy on that win streak. And you can justify it a little bit by saying, but look who he's lost to. He's lost to only good people. But then he lost to Bobby Green. Then he lost to Paddy Pimblett. And they're good. They are good. But we were talking about Tony Ferguson beating Khabib just a few years ago. He's taking on Michael Chiesa. Michael Chiesa is a grappler. He's a pretty one-dimensional guy, straightforward game plan, just move forward, strike as little as possible, try to get it to the ground, and work from there. He does have some solid takedowns. He's got great control, good submissions, good ground and pound as well. He is coming off that 3rd loss in a row, though. He's on his own little skid here, and it was a submission loss to Kevin Holland after 5 failed takedown attempts. And the reality is, Tony Ferguson's long gone. He's been long gone for a while. The CTE is Chris Benoit-esque. I cannot see Tony Ferguson winning this fight. I cannot believe he's still, and I'm trying to choose my words wisely here. I'm not trying to shit on Tony Ferguson, but at a certain point, you're just too old to be performing at this level. It's just what happens, and that's what we got going on here. It should have been Tony Ferguson versus Nick Diaz. That's a fair fight. And not that Michael Chiesa is a world beater. Minus 700 for Michael Chiesa is crazy. But Tony Ferguson's 0-7 in his last 7 fights. He has not been the same since Justin Gaethje. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Who the fuck is Michael Chiesa?
Is that a question?
Who the fuck is Michael Chiesa to be minus 700 over? I don't give a fuck who. Okay. I like Michael Chiesa. Seems like a great guy. Seems like a great desk analyst, right? I actually met Michael Chiesa. I went to the Apex. Minty. God love her. Let us go back to where they film stuff. I walk in. Boom. Michael Chiesa's right there. I said, hey, little fella. I looked down and shook his hand. How tall is he? 6'1". Yeah. So I was definitely looking down at him and shook his hand. Seemed like a nice guy. Seemed like a great guy. It was like, welcome to the Apex, all that stuff. who the fuck is Michael Chiesa? I don't care if he fucking fighting Tony Ferguson, right? You guys know that I'm not a pussy. I'm not afraid to go against the odds. I'm not afraid to go above and beyond what should be, right? I listen to my heart on fights, and I'm saying this right now. 3-round fight, Tony Ferguson. You can't tell me that he's going to win a few wrestling exchanges, a few grappling
Was
exchanges.
a D1 wrestler, right? Or D2?
Versus Michael Chiesa, Grand Valley State wrestler, right? If there's anything that Tony Ferguson knows how to do, it is wrestle and grapple, right? This isn't Charles Oliveira, right? These aren't these high level. Right? It's Michael Chiesa, man. This ain't Benil Downey. This is Michael Chiesa, man. And I know Chiesa's got wrestling. I know he's got grappling, right? It's Michael Chiesa, man. I believe that Tony Ferguson, at the very minimum, can win 2 minutes and 31 seconds of a round of grappling and wrestling to win him a round. And I got a bet to back that up. But I'm going to take it a step further. I think this is the resurrection, Angelo. What did I just see? Excuse me. What did I just see a few weeks ago? I saw smiling Sam Alvey, right?
In a different sport.
Excuse me, sir. Defend his heavyweight world karate combat champion. We rewind back to Sam Alvey. He had been winless in 9 straight fights. Now he's a fucking world champion. Karate combat heavyweight world champion of the world. I'm not ready to give up on Tony Ferguson. How good we? Okay, I'm not ready to do it. Not only did I bet him, and you can check out that betwewonpicks.com, $10 a month. I'm picking him in this fight.
That's just crazy work, man. Dude, he's just been a shell of himself. He just got bodied by Patty.
Patty is a world-class wrestler, grappler that is in the fucking prime of his career. He's going to smoke Moicano on the ground. You're going to find out how good he is. And he just kind of, he's just a tank, and he's in the prime of his career. This is my fucking Michael Chiesa, right? And I have it on, and this is 100% serious. And I don't know, this is rumors, so don't take it for what it is, but this is from what I would consider a somewhat reliable source. No, this is 100% serious. I'm going to say it, and you're going to think I'm bullshitting. But I got some information, could be completely false, that Michael Chiesa was pretty hurt a few weeks ago.
Okay. Listen,
I would not bet on that information.
Sure.
I'm just saying that's I'm just relaying information that I just,
The good news is those odds are crazy. That's the good news. Like, the good news is these odds are too far gone. Michael Chiesa, as confident as I am, he's not in the safety parlay. I'm not going to do a -7 something. So that's the good news. So now I can just full-blown root for Tony Ferguson. I would like Tony Ferguson to win this fight. I would love it. I think it would be awesome. Do
you think he can win a round?
I think he can win a round, but it's been a few years since. Did he win a round against Bobby Green?
Yeah, but those are strikers, man.
No, but did he? I'm asking, did he win a round against Bobby Green?
We're talking about practice.
He was submitted against Bobby.
Not a game. Not a game.
Oh my God.
We're talking about practice, man.
It's an actual question. You know how you find out.
We're talking about practice, man.
You know how you find out.
How the hell am I supposed to make my teammates better by practicing?
You know how you find out if he won a round? The new tool, the data analyzer. Just go to this event, pick Tony Ferguson, and go down to the fight charts, and you can see every fight he was in and each judge and their scorecard. And then there's a number at the bottom that tells you what the points were. So if he was +3.5, -3.5, if that would have hit. Because the last round he might have won in a fight could have been the first round against Michael Chandler before the iconic picture.
You can get, Tony Ferguson just to win a round is +250.
There you go. Listen, I get it. I'm picking Michael Chiesa. I'm very confident in Michael Chiesa. The odds are too far gone for a guy in a 3-fight losing streak who also is not young, 36 years old. It's not a 7-fight losing streak. He still has his wits about him. Yeah, well, and that's been my breakdown for Michael Chiesa his last couple of fights. Like, he's already same breakdown I've given to Anthony Smith. Like, he is very focused on his next career and not this one. So, there's a great opportunity for Tony Ferguson. If it was Nick Diaz, I might have actually picked Tony Ferguson. But Michael Chiesa is a little younger, a little busier, can get this done. Michael Chiesa is going to be the pick for me. You're picking Tony Ferguson. You spending $6,700 in DraftKings?
I just haven't, he is my pick, but I think he wins a round.
He could win a round. I'll be rooting for him. I love that the odds are just not playable for me, so I can just root, and that's it. Like just
root for the.
Okay. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member. It's $10 for an entire month. You can unlock every single bet that we place for every single event. And that $10 will get you all the way out to UFC 305.